we have Dr. Sriram Venkatapathy joining us virtually. Let me introduce Dr. Sriram quickly. Sriram Venkatapathy, a senior scientist at Amazon's Alexa machine learning group, is an accomplished researcher with over 8 patents to his name. He completed his BTech and PhD at IIITH and pursued a joint PhD with University of Pennsylvania and CMU, specializing in natural language processing. Dr. Sriram's academic journey was shaped by his passion for research and teaching, having been involved in numerous research projects and mentorship activities at IIITH. He was also a part of the Xerox Research Center in France, where he worked with machine learning for document access and translation group. Sir, we welcome you.
Hi, Sriram. Can you hear us? See, I think you are on mute. Maybe we are not able to hear you.
I can hear you also. Can confirm that the voice is clear except Sriram's one.
Oh, okay. So, Sriram, if you are able to hear us, can you do a thumbs up? Okay. So we are not able to hear you. Kishore, are you able to hear Sriram?
No, I couldn't. I tried to say hello to him before we joined. I couldn't.
Oh, okay. So, Sriram, we see a mute button on your image. It's a pin button. Okay. No, he's able to hear us. Okay. In such a case, maybe before we can we ask Kishore to go first? Is that okay, Kishore?
Yeah, sure. I just wanted someone to give me the permissions to share my slides. That was only issue for me. Oh, I think someone gave me that. Okay, fantastic. Okay, give me 1 second. I should be able to do that. Hopefully, I'm not displaying anything I'm not supposed to be. Okay, can you guys see that?
Yes, we can see that.
Okay.
Yeah, please go ahead. And maybe in the meanwhile, maybe Sriram can fix his mic problem. Okay,
sorry.
And
Sorry.
maybe before that, please introduce.
That's okay. I think I don't need an introduction. Probably I can go ahead.
Yeah.
Shall I go ahead?
Dr. Kishore S. Prahlad is a key member of the Siri team at Apple, contributing to advancements in voice and speech technologies. Before joining Apple, he was an associate professor at the IIIT Hyderabad, where he played a pivotal role in pioneering speech research in LTRC. Over his 13-year tenure at IIIT, Dr. Kishore progressed through roles as a research scientist, senior research scientist, and assistant professor before becoming an associate professor. He led a dynamic team of researchers and students, significantly advancing the field of speech technology, specifically in Indian languages. Sir, we welcome you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I hope you can hear me and see my slides. Yes, no?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Okay, awesome. I don't know how much I can cover in 15 minutes, but I'll try my best. So let me thank everyone for being here. And also it's my pleasure and privilege to be here. And if if I have to be honest, I miss IIIT being there. That's been probably, I miss my um, uh, days there. That's probably one of my best days. I still want to come back, but depends how it goes. Okay. So I just wanted to mention who am I? I am a proud husband to my wife Lavanya, and then my kids, and, three amazing kids are there who are displayed here. So that's what I am at this point time. What else I am? I was a research scientist, started in 2001. Rajiv Sangal recruited me. I worked closely with Dr. Deepthi and Dr. Vasu there. So it's been a fun 14 years for me, and I was probably a special recruit. I was did my PhD at the same time. At the same time, started my speech lab at LTRC in March 2001. So I graduated 3 PhD students, 12 master students, and then did tons of courses, programming and NLP courses. So whenever I'm in the Palo Alto area, so whenever I just stopped by one day to fill my gas, and then someone said, "Hello, how are you?" So I was so shy and hesitant. I couldn't remember because there have been so many undergrad students in the Bay Area. So sometimes I do often find someone saying hello to me. So that's because of mostly the programming courses I've taught in there. What do I do? I mean, I do tons of things. I like cooking, so a couple of my recipes, photos. So one of them is the banana stem curry. Other one is a pizza that I do bake sometimes. What else? Like, what else I've done? As mentioned, like I have a PhD from Carnegie Mellon while I was still at faculty at IIIT Hyderabad. Did my master's in IIT Madras, did engineering in computer science from Osman University and so on. So why I'm here, like, I live in the Bay Area right now, but why I'm here? Mostly I would say like I'm following my passion to impact users' life and the quality to enhance the quality of life. That's been my passion. That's where I'm here, where I am at this point. What did I do? I mean, to get here, what was the activity that I did at IIIT Hyderabad, just to give a sense of it. So these are the couple of master students. You can see through, like, a lot of speech and language technologies spread over there, ranging from artificial neural networks to voice conversion to speech synthesis, and then screen readers and so on. So these are the couple of master students that I worked with and graduated them, and they're all here right now, pretty much like, in different places of the world. So it's been fun to see them grow in my life, and then that's been most satisfying to me. So that's something I did. What did I do again? So I have 3 PhD students graduated, Shivanand, Gautam, and Sapsibe. And then you can see, like, both of them are at Apple. So you really would know what I'm doing at this point of time. So trying to get them into their successful path. That's one of the reasons why I'm here, has been to garner most of the industry experience to bring back to the rest of the community as much as I can. What else I did? I mean, being a faculty there, just not easy to go teach, do some research and everything. So it's been a lot of funding activity going on. So these are a couple of projects which kind of ranging from 2004 to 2015. So there are few more, but probably what they call as principal investigators. So that's what I did at IIIT Hyderabad when I was there. What did I really do? I mean, if you ask me, like, hey, this all seems good, but what did I really do? If you one of the things that I'm quite happy about or proud about is something like we built or co-founded Akshar Speech Technologies, which was based on some of the technologies that we built, what we call as Ravi. Vasu named it, and Rajiv Sangal was also quite instrumental. Raghavendra was the one who ran it as a co-founder as well. So this was one of our first screen reader for Indian languages, which really was proud and real impact. You could see, like, Buchibabu, who was one of our initial members, was visually challenged, used to come to office and listen to Inadu newspapers every day using our software. That's the most gratifying user impact that you could see even while he was there. At that time, he couldn't read Inadu newspaper. There was not possible at all technically, because there was no font converters. There was no such software at all. I'm talking about somewhere in around 2009 and 10 at the time. So we also built a lot of technologies, probably like, on device right now. People talk about a lot of on device. So we were probably one of the initial, very early on built on device speech technologies on computer. We built speech recognition systems for Indian languages, TTS for Indian languages, and spoken dialogue systems. So this is what did I really do? If you ask me, like, one of my satisfying thing has been, like, Venkatesh, I was the one who was taught programming course while he was in the class. So I have to read out every character that I write on the board, programming course. And then he worked with me and other cognitive professor in LTRC on the master's thesis, basically reading the mathematical equations using speech technology. So that was his thesis about. And then right now he's an assistant professor in the University of Michigan. Like, we do in touch often, but that's been. So if you ask me, like, what did I learn in the last 15 years? Focus on mission basic mission oriented, like, product oriented research, which is like pasture quadrant. That's something has been quite critical for me to align with the passion. And then, like, focus on user impact. That's one of the examples that what I highlighted here. That's been a huge learning for me. Like, the more and more we focus on quality of life and enhance the quality of life, that's something that's interesting. So I'll stop here. It's about 10 or 12 minutes. I wouldn't want to take much time, but that's what it is. That if you ask me the reflections in 10, 15 minutes for me.
Okay, thank you so much, Kishore. It was very nostalgic to hear your voice and then see you. I also remember all the great things that I have done and then continue to do. Thank you. And I now request Sriram, if he is available, if he is able to.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Okay, great.
Great. Yeah, apologies for the technical problem earlier. Let me share my slides now. Are you able to see my slide?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks for inviting me to present on my 10 years of reflections at IIIT. So I joined IIIT in 1999. I did my BTech honors with most of my projects in LTRC. After 2003, I continued with doing PhD. That continued till 2010, where I graduated. So I started at LTRC from the first summer, which is the end of first year BTech. So there was a list of summer projects that were advertised to us, and I mean, I was very excited to be able to join in one of the projects and make productive use of my summertime. So I picked up a project. Professor Sangal selected people who could take up projects because there were handful of projects. And so I was lucky to get this project on information extraction from resumes. So that was my first project at LTRC. So it was funded by Satyam. That was, I think, was funding the LTRC center at that particular time. So this was a project that had extreme value to Satyam at that particular time. So that's how I got involved in LTRC, and I didn't stop getting any less involved since then. Uh, so I think in this slide, I presented some of the key things that happened during my time at LTRC. And that kind of also aligns with the journey that the LTRC took over the years, where it started with predominantly rule-based systems. And eventually it graduated towards statistical and machine learning-based systems. Of course, I passed out of the institute before neural networks became predominantly being used. Between in 2001 and 2002, it was in BTech second year and third year. We had got the opportunity to publish our first papers. It was ICON 2002, which I understand was the first edition of ICON. So it was wonderful to have that opportunity to publish our work that we were doing as BTech second year students to an NLP conference in India. And I believe at that this is like one of the first computational linguistics and NLP conferences in India. So this was really exciting and privileged to be part of it. We also published another paper at ICUKL, which is International Conference of Universal Knowledge and Language. Pushpak, Dr. Pushpak Bhattacharya, he was very much involved as well. So we published a paper there. But a very major thing happened, which was there was a corpus-based NLP workshop that was organized by at AUKBC, and most of my peers in LTRC, we participated in that project, in that workshop. And this was a workshop that was organized by Professor Sangal, Dr. Arvind Joshi, Dr. Srinivas Bangalore, Dr. Anup Sarkar, Dr. Durgesh, also all the kind of stalwarts in NLP at that particular time. And as student, it was like really exciting and really formed a great impression on our minds. So that was a wonderful thing that had happened during 2001 and 2002, which also kind of introduced us to the state of art in NLP at that particular time. Then I've also got experienced with example-based machine translation at that particular time. I graduated from BTech in honors in 2003, and my BTech honors project was on Shakti machine translation system, something that you might have heard. Yeah. Then I started PhD in a research exchange program with University of Pennsylvania in 2003. And we started looking at multi-word expressions. So multi-word expressions are like idioms, which are a very difficult case for machine translation, because you're not translating word to word. And so that was an important challenging problem that LTRC was working on, and Dr. Arvind Joshi, with whom who was going to be my mentor at UPenn, was also interested in multi-word expression. So that's what I took there. we published a couple of papers in 2004 on handling multi-word expressions in machine translation systems and recognizing multi-word expressions of verb-noun types during that particular period. Then we published another paper in 2005 on verb-noun collocations and so on. 2006, I also met Dr. Srinivas Bangalore in AT&T Labs and got introduced to global lexical selection. So we published a paper in 2007 on that. 2007, we also started under Professor Sangal's leadership, TCS NLP Winter School. And this was the first of the series of IAS NLP schools that you have. I believe even this year there was an IAS NLP school, summer school. So that was wonderful to kind of be participating in organization of that particular winter school. So that was really nice. We also did an NLP tools contest, sorry for the typo there, in 2008, where we provided data in like machine translation data, parallel corpus, and teams had to kind of build systems around that and present those at these tools contest. We also did lots of collaborations externally. One predominant collaboration was with SRI International on natural language generation. So that was an exciting project where computers had to the computer had to answer advanced placement type questions and so on. So these were, I mean, throughout these 10 years, I learned a lot at every step in LTRC. So it was a wonderful period. So I'll have some pictures to share about my journey at LTRC. So this was at 2001, 2002 about the corpus-based NLP workshop that was organized, where you see all the BTech students of who were doing projects in LTRC are seated behind Dr. Abdul Kalam and Dr. Arvind Joshi. And you can also see Professor Sangal, Dr. Srinivas Bangalore, Dr. Anup Sarkar. You can see Dr. Sushma Bendre from behind and Dr. Durgesh. And on the right, you can see the from the AU KBC campus where the LTRC team had visited. So this was an extremely wonderful conference. These are a couple of pictures from around the time where dependency tree bank was getting discussed. So Rashmi Prasad, who was a postdoc at UPenn, she was visiting and helping with that. I believe others like Dr. Srinivas Bangalore, Dr. Martha Palmer, others were also involved in this. So this was a time of extreme intensity. This was ICON 2005, where there was good participation from LTRC at the conference. You can see lots of familiar faces here. Yeah, and I remember Dr. Sangal had organized also a trip in Bitur. I think it was around Kanpur, and a boat ride in Ganga. That was like it's unforgettable and really nice. This is a slide where I'm showing the kinds of people who joined and presented in the TCS Winter School 2008, which is essentially IAS NLP 2000, the first series of IAS NLP. You can see Professor Sangal, Samar, Deepti ji, Dr. Shivaji Bandyopadhyay, Dr. Sudeshna Sarkar, Dr. Srinivas Bangalore, Gerard Huet, Dr. Ganesh Ramakrishnan, Philip Cohn, Sadao Kurohashi, Fesia, and so on. Dr. Arvind Joshi, Dr. Pushpak Bhattacharya. So this was like a very intense and very fruitful program that happened, and that has continued ever since till now. There are some pictures showing some of the fun times and the kind of rapport that all the LTRC folks shared over time, which made like working at LTRC so much fun over all these years. These are some other pictures from LTRC and folks who were there at that particular time. This was towards the end. So this is from left side is from a conference, and I think it was HLT NACL. Right side is after I had graduated, finished my PhD, and did a small celebration in the IIIT guest house. Yeah, so that's all I had to say about my life in LTRC over 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sriram. So wonderful reflections of the whole journey. The pictures are great. Many of us actually now are able to recollect all those days. Thank you so much. Any questions? Maybe we have time for one or two questions to both of them.
Yep, sure. I'm happy to.
Yeah. Srinivas here.
Sriram, thank you so much. You took us down the memory lane, and it was very nice, like Vasu said, to see the pictures and relive those times. My question to both of you is that having spent time in the industry now, how do you think the preparation that you got here helped you in what you do today?
Kishore, do you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. As I said, like, it's about two things here. Right now, everyone is interested in machine learning. So more than the algorithms in which the academia is quite passionate about, I would say, like, focus on the problem and the data. And the LTRC has been propagating that philosophy, although to the deaf ears, to the most of the time, to most of the algorithmic people. So if you look at now, I think the data is the most important, and the data processing is most important. And machine learning is becoming a kernel in the, like, in a way no one works on the OS kernel, right? So a couple of years down the line, that's going to be the issue. So what preparations you got is focus on the data, and the LTRC has been asking to focus, at least, like, I can give you a clear pointer. So I think around like 2010 or something, 2010, I went to Rajiv's office and then said, what should we do, or something we discussed about. Then he said, why don't you ask the people to work on the Indian language data? So that's where we did some speech, Indian language text to speech data corpus collection, and then made the Blizzard challenge for the international people to come and then work on our data. That way, like, when someone works on your data, the feel of the algorithms automatically. So the data is the entry point, and that will be the key lesson that I think, if you ask me, what the students should and the faculty as well.
Thank you, Sriram.
So I remember one of the, during my BTech, we were working on example-based machine translation, and we were like meeting every day to discuss what kind of a modeling approach we should take, what should be the details, nitty-gritty details of the data, and so on. And every day, Professor Sangal, Dr. Sushma Bendre, and Vamshi, who was there in the project with me. We used to discuss with such intensity every day. I mean, so you kind of really got the feel of how research works. I mean, what kind of dedication and effort and passion it requires. I think that kind of sowed some of the seeds which are even helping now, especially in a scenario where things are changing so rapidly. So some of that passion and intensity really helps in adapting to change and succeeding. Yeah.
Yeah, one very quick question here. How do you relate the current trend of data and theory and the past earlier emphasis on theory? What do you think is should be done as we move forward, and particularly in education? Short answers.
Focus on the data quality.
Okay. Sriram, you would like to say?
Yeah, I think the data is the secret recipe in all these models, and the scale of the data also is something that we should focus on.
So later we have a session on linguistics, role of linguistics today, but it may be a little late for you people at night. But anyway, thank you. Recordings will be there, of course. Yeah. Yeah. So thank you.